How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Let's Build. Today, I'm feeling the urge to build something that flies. Maybe we're gonna build a chopper. Maybe some fancy landing gear, maybe a couple weapons on there. I don't know. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's get to work. Start with the old armored seat. Gotta have it. So we're gonna start basically with the body design. I'm gonna try and build out the shape of the body and keep it as minimal as possible, and then I can add on my helicopter blades once I know where my center of mass is going to be, roughly ish, kinda, sorta. You know what I mean? Okay, so if we want to have weapons on that, I'm gonna start. You got to think about building a helicopter from the inside out, or at least I do anyways. So we want to start with something like this, I want to have some weapons that fold out here. So the best way to do that is going to be using our wonderful piston glitch. You betcha. Who said it? I heard somebody out there say it. Piston glitch. Yeah, you're right. Okay, you can put your hand down now. Okay, so we want to rotate this like this and copy one out this side, flip it over. We want to try and think about how our weapon is going to be positioned inside. We're going to go with some little boom cannons, but not the small cannons. We want some explosive damage, so we want that up like that, one like that. Right away we want to change these to left shift, toggle. Yeah, maybe not toggle until we set our timing on them. We just don't want to leave them as space, because you're going to end up building it in, hit the space bar and blowing yourself up, going, oh, I should have changed those. So these are going to automatically come in. Now see, if we want to have those hidden, let's say if they wanted to be dropped down and hidden, we might be able to do that by moving these out and putting in a small hinge so that they rotate downwards. Like this, and one over here, spin it right round. So we're going to set our hinges to, let's say number 1 is going to be, so that's going to fall. Actually, no, if we want that to be the, so that we can set to toggle to number 1, and we want that to be at 90 degrees. Speed, we can go at 0.1 because 1 is going to be real fast. So that's going to bend down, but that's not going to happen until, alright, we might need to go with a little angled pipe piece on the end here, because we need our hinge to be facing down like this. And yes, we'll have it come up that way. So do the same thing on the other side. Turn the gun upside down, and we want to bring the gun inside. Then we're going to select our pistons to start inside automatically. They will auto reset. 1 will be good, so that means they will extend with our number 1. Same thing as our hinges. And that's still way off the ground, so let's put a couple of blocks under here just to keep it up off the ground. See how that looks? So that's how it will start. That's not too bad. The weapons are out of the way. We hit number 1. They'll fold up like this. That's not too shabby. Left shift. Alright, let's continue. So that will fold underneath like that, so we need at least that height in the body there, which is all fine and handy. So let's try copying this out, maybe say like that. I like to leave spots where I think I might need future pieces, or put future pieces. Okay, so as far as the rest of the body going back, we are going to need some smaller pieces. Well, we're going to need one here. Back here, we could go with a square. Okay, let's fill out the shape a little bit here. We'll add some upper pieces. How far back are we going to make this? We don't want to go too big, but this here weighs 50 kilos already. We've got to keep that in mind, that our armored seat is the heaviest thing we've got so far, so all the weight is in the front here. So being in line with that weight, which is probably just below the center point of here, I'm going to add our forward thrusters. Trying again keep them to the inside of the body as close as we can. Those we can leave on space until we decide what other key we want to set those to. So once that's up like that, we're going to have that there. So we need a bit of a tail. So let's go with some angled 4x1s and we'll flip them upside down. Up like that. Then we're going to go with the classic, rarely used actual fin. Maybe we'll go with a wing across there. Across the top. So our left and right controls, I am actually going to use, on this chopper, we're going to go with some small propellers. We may have to go with 2 sets in order to get the strength that we need, depending on how heavy things get. It's getting kind of heavy. So even if we go with a double set, we'll end up bringing these down here. Copy this out to that side. That should be plenty for that. So we'll set these to pull that way, which is going to turn us right. Which will be D, and these will be A. Those will be DA. Like that. And now, maybe we could throw on our helicopter engine. So we're going to need 2 of these. Now, it's up to you how you want to set this up. There's a couple of different ways you can set it up. If you want to put this up on top and then mount another one on top of it like this, you're going to have to set one of them just to a negative speed. So we'll set this one to -10, we'll set this one to +10, and then we can set both of them to green as our space. And they will spin in opposite directions. Let's put a couple of large hinges underneath our 2 servos. That will allow us to tilt the rotors forward and backwards. That's going to kind of limit as far as what we can build out front, because our rotors will tilt down. So we'll have to keep the nose kind of short. And tilting backwards, we're going to have to limit the angle as well, because there's going to be the tail. And we want to keep that when we're flying most of the time. So green is back. So we'll set green to backwards, W to forwards, okay. And we want to set our speed decently slow, even slower than that, I imagine. Let's go 0.05. It should be fairly slow. Our angle is going to be kind of shallow. We'll say 15. And we want it to hold position when we angle it. We don't want it to automatically straighten out again. So we'll set that like that. We'll pull out our old helicopter blades here. We'll a choppity like this, and lock that. Select both, copy them, rotate them, put them in place. Now we're going to try with just 4, 2 on each helicopter engine for now. See if that actually lifts. If it does lift and everything's good, that leaves us a couple of open spots where we can again double up the helicopter blades if you need more power. So that, now that I'm looking at it, that looks like that's just going to lift the front end real lot and not so much the back end. So we might want to move this. Make sure we've got just that. Like, yeah, that's true. All right, let's build it in. Let's try it. Jump into seat, spacebar. Yeah. So again, just lifting the front, so we're going to try and move that back a little. Let's disable this thrusters for a second here. Okay, no, still got a lot of lift from there. So we could either add some small mini thrusters to the back end here, which is the first thing that we'll try, and see if that gives us sufficient control with the helicopter lift from these blades in the front. So those are set to space, that's all good. Nope, even tilting it forward. So our next course of action is going to be to, again, move these back another square. Now they're coming in contact with the seat. Is that what's doing it? Yeah, see, it's hitting those mini thrusters, so 15 degrees is going to be too much for the tilting on the rotors. So we'll change that. Let's try 10 degrees. 10 degrees. And we're going to change the speed to even a little slower. So we're going to go 0.02. just so we have better control. Now, we could actually get... Yeah, why not? Let's try it. This will give us a little bit more room with those mini thrusters as well. As long as we've got just these, we're going to move those up. Copy these out. Rotate them sideways. Move them up and put them underneath here. And now green is going to be to the left, red to the right. Green left, red right. At the same speed and angle. And that'll give us some more pitch and yaw with our blade. So let's build that in. Make sure we've got room. We do. We hit this. Again, that gives us even more weight in the front. Okay, well. Look, we're flying. We're not staying up in the air, though. Looks like we need more lift, Captain. Well, that's why we leave some extra spots on those helicopter engines. Because we're going to copy these up. And now, again, right away, you realize the problem that this is going to make, right? Is now we've got twice as much lift in the front than in the back. So the back might be a wee bit too heavy. So what we're going to do is get rid of these. They weigh, well, like 12 each, okay? So we'll get rid of those. And might want to keep that there. This thing's pretty heavy too. 9 kilos for that sucker. Alright, let's try that. Forward. Oh yeah, we got lots of lift now. Oh, well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, the front wants to go up. But we haven't got any vertical stabilizers or horizontal stabilizers yet either. Let's see if once we're leaning forward like this, that's not bad. We got our turning down. Once we get some stabilizers on there, we'll add a little bit more weight to the front. So, and again, we can add some stabilizers in here too if we like. Let's do that right now, shall we? We've got a spot right here. Bang, bang. Put that right in there. It's not going to stick on the thrusters and it leaves a empty space here. So it can still spin. We're going to copy it out. Spin it upside down. Put it right underneath. Right like that. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with our glitched in weapons. And we're going to remove the controls from these. Set them both to maximum speed. And then we just need to set a sensor somewhere in here that is constantly triggered. So we'll have it facing back this way towards the thrusters. We'll say, hey, you know what that thing triggers? This thing and that thing. And now let's try putting our controls back on our thrusters. I don't know, do we want to go with space? Or would we rather toggle that somehow? Yeah, let's try space. Now that we've got our... Yeah, it's going to be even more weight. So, okay, let's try this. Forward. Oh, right, that's what I wanted to do. I want to try removing the hold position on these. Just like that. Because maybe we do want them to sit straight again after we've steered. Like this, and then we like let go and it goes back into position. Alright, let's try it. Ooh, we got thruster action happening. And it wants to flip us upside down like a dandy. Alright, but, oh, yeah. Our glitched weapons are kind of stalling out our bottom. So if we pop those out, though, then we should be fairly stable this way. We don't have any wiggle, but we still need some weight in the front. And we're going to move that bottom servo back one. Just like that. Okay, weight in the front. We can add weight in the front by adding weapons. Weapons in the front. What else could we put in there? We could put another one of these. Wonder if we can glitch that one in as well. Let's try it. Why not? We're here. Let's take a piston. Put the piston like this. Put another piston like that. And then we'll turn the gun sideways like this and put it right up like that. Copy it. Hey. Copy it to the other side. Same thing here. Left shift, left shift. Yes, that's all good. Now, when we build the body on the front side of this helicopter like this, we're going to use something like let's maybe go with our recently added pieces like this, like a 1x2. With a nice slope. We go on this side, and we'll move it back to about here. Copy it other side like that, and then yes, our useless piece, which we will need to put something underneath because it's got no connection points, like that. We might be able to get rid of this, and we're going to put in this one here, like that. Now under here we're going to go with, let's see, do we want to go with another one of these? Copy it down, slide it out. That's going to get heavy real quick, mate. Oh, spin it too much. So something like that, and then if we go with a couple of small square pieces in here, like this, and like this, grab a couple of 3x1 slope like this to finish off the front, like this. Yes, it doesn't look right, it's too pointy. I don't like it. So we might have to go with, let's see, what else have we got here? We've got other options. Maybe we've got better options. Kind of rounded off to the sides like this, maybe. Maybe we do something like that. A couple of more like this. Upside down. Like that. Get rid of these. Now we've got a little bulbous nose on there like that. This is not going to be good for aerodynamics, but that's alright. This is not a speed machine. Okay, so we've got to set up our pistons. Start at 0. Auto reset, and to eject when we hit number 1, like the other guns. Number 1 is good for speed. Let's build that in. Alright, that's not too bad. We've got a bit more weight on the front side. The front side there. Just got seat steer. Well, we've got a bit of tail steering. What's that? What's that hitting? Oh, I see. I see. Going forward is fine, but when I pull back, the blades, I don't think they like those little mini thrusters on the back. We won't have to drop those down. We might have a problem with our... Those things seem to be spinning all right. So hit number 1, all the weapons fall out. Boom! Dead pole. That's one dead pole right there. Got quite the recoil on the nose. That definitely helps keep the nose down. Yeah, I think we should set those to W, our thrusters. Let's go back to the spawn point here. Okay, so we're going to set our thrusters to W so that when we push forward, that's where we'll go. I know, thinking outside the box. That's what I do. I don't even know where the box is. Okay, so we want to finish off the front end here maybe a little bit. Flesh this out, as they say. I don't know who they are or why they say that, but that's what they say, man. So like that, and then we can actually go with a couple of more helicopter engines for stabilization. This way, like this. That will get stuck there, so we can't put it there. That means it would have to be down here or up here, where it's not in contact with anything else. But that's not going to work because the guns are going to go right into it. Alright, well, I guess we could do it this way, where we stick it on the contact points rather than on the top and bottom. Spin this one around, put it in here. Remove the controls. Set to maximum speed. And triggered by the same sensor that is triggering our other ones. So build that in. Make sure it doesn't explode on itself. It's not spinning at all. Nope, they're not spinning. Does help with the weight though. See, now I can hit W and our thrusters will kick in. It's not too bad. Still haven't put any stabilization as far as fins or... Okay, so we can turn around this way. Our steering seems to work. We can fly up level. Our tilting seems to work on our rotor. We don't have any sparks flying anywhere. Lift, 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 lift. Ooh, that's close. That's what you call close. Okay, and number 1 ejects all our weapons. We fire. We do a little curtsy, a little nosedive, a little how do you do. Fold those back up. Do a little bouncy bouncy. No damage. Well, we press fire when we're all closed up. Surprise! So, let's add a little bit of stabilization as far as to the back end. Anyways, we can add some of these. Like that. And lock that. Those are out of the way. We can add a little bit of flushing out as well back here. We'll grab some of these, give it a spin right round, put it like that, cut aerodynamics on that one, copy it over to this side. We want to do the same thing down there. Do we? I don't know. We try it and then we look. And we go, it's a wee bit thick. I don't like how thick it looks. The tail should be nice and thin and aerodynamics like. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this, pop it out, spin it round, round again, spin it back around this way, there, like that, and like that. So it still keeps that kind of thin here in the back, but we still need to cover this wee bit of an angle here. So we're going to take our wee tiny 1x2 slope, this, turn it sideways like that. Copy it this way, so that covers aerodynamics, but it also still keeps the tail kind of slim back here. Of course, this is design wise, right? Like, you might look at it and go, ah, that's horrible, I wouldn't do that. And you might be right, but to each his own, in the eye of the beholder, and all those other good sayings like that. Okay, spin that right around, man. Oh, too far again. I'm always taking it too far. We have to figure out why these are not spinning. Why are you not spin? If you're not going to spin, I'm just going to move those right out the way. This one. Again, instead of having 17 blocks in there, why don't you just have 1? Maybe I want 17 blocks in there. Okay, let's try that. Are they spinning now? No, they're not at all. They're not spinning at all. Well, we don't understand something. What do we do? Move it around until it works. Make it do what you want it to do. So, like that. Is that going to allow those to spin? Oh, they're spinning now. Alright, here we go. Ooh, lots of lift in the front. And it's not from our jets. We're going to need a little bit of stabilization in the front, I think. We still have more room for weight, or I think if we wanted to, well, we still have some more body parts to put on there, so let's go do that. Then we'll see what the front end feels like, weight-wise, after we do this. So if we go like this, basically copying these up and back. So if we wanted to, we could even copy these up and fill in these top holes like that, but then we got to fill in something under here. Yeah, it does have to connect there. Okay, so if we go with a deuce back in there, copy one out to this side. See, I want to try and put some... Okay, let's make sure everything still spins here. Yes. Okay. I want to try and put some cosmetic pieces in there. Put a small barrier here to make sure we don't put anything in there. We can take some 3 slopes maybe and put them under here. That gives us a little more coverage on the belly. In here we can go with a tiny slope facing in towards the helicopter engine. So that won't cause any grief there. I guess we can kind of do the same thing down here. Except this needs to be like that. I guess we can almost copy that out. Well, no, maybe that. No, we can't. There's no parts that'll fit like that. So we can put that like that. That'll give us a nice little triangle in the back here. As far as in there, we are going to go with... Can we go with a 2x4? Is that going to be too big? This? It seems to fit, Bob. Alright, well then let's go with that. Shall we? We shall. We got spot in here. So our guns should still... They, yeah, in theory, open. Shoot! Okay, that was fun. Okay, our glitch still works. See, because we got hinges on there too, right? So it's not just the pistons. Yeah, it seems to be affecting our flight. Okay. So we're gonna have to get rid of those 2x4s. Go with a 1x4. I think that'll be better. Under there might look a little sketchy because that's where everything's going to be hidden, but at least I'd like to be able to fill something in there, even if we leave that gap. So if we go with a single deuce there, copy it out to this side, that'll square that out. We can put something out here, like, let's see, we've got 3 space to work with. We'll go with this. Oh, we want the slope on the inside, like that. Put that in like that. So we have a flat surface on the outside, but then we're not going to be interfering with anything that might be moving here on the inside. So we'll copy that out, spin it around, up, and another one down there. Okay, let's see if we can make that front end look a little better. What do we got that'll fit in there? What have we got that will fit in there? Maybe cosmetic pieces? We have something that'll fit in there that'll look cool. Something like this. Maybe sideways, venting. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah! Alright, and then on the bottom, these ones. 1x4s down here. We're just going to go in these 2 metal rows so that we stay away from the inside of these spinning parts here. And if that tucks up, let's see how far that tucks up. It tucks all the way up and then it leaves that showing. Okay, so that means on the bottom of our gun pistons here, put that like that, and then when that folds up, everything is all skinny in the front there. Oh, look at that exhaust coming out of the front there, eh? That'll move to the back, and oh, that it doesn't like that. It doesn't like our glitches. It does. Son of a, where I might have to just get rid of these hinges, and we're gonna get rid of these little angle pieces, and we're gonna rotate our guns back up the way they were, up to the side, just like this. It's fine. You know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So where's that one? That one's all the way to the back. Yeah. This one all the way to the back. Like that. And then we should have no more problem. And now they're completely hidden. So again, moving parts on your piston glitches or any glitches that you're using, if you're adding other moving parts in there, it doesn't like that. So this thing actually flies pretty good. We hit W, we hold forward, we have the right angle. We actually still have a bit more room to angle our blades forward if we wanted to. But the right amount of lift there from the tail. Can't fly with just the thrusters. So we still do have enough lift that we can, let's say if we pull back, spin around this way. Got decent steering, push forward. See, we're doing 150 kilometers an hour. That's not too bad. We're going to throw a couple of stabilizers on the body. Maybe we'll change the angle on those blades a little bit more, or we're going to add a little bit more thrust. So, how would landing be? How would landing be? If we came in like this, do we have enough control to land? Spin it around. Hey, wobble wobble. Wobbly wobbly. Oh, it's not too bad, it's not too bad. I've flown worse. Alright. Not like in real life, but in this game. Okay, so that works. That works. The smoke out the front is a little weird, but that works. So that spins underneath there. We got that. Where are we going to put landing gear? Landing gear. So forwards and backwards. Actually, just set all of these. We're at 10. Let's go back to 15. And we're actually going to slow them down to about as slow as it can go. 0.01. You just want tiny movements in there. And we wanted stabilizers on the body, like this. Copy, and we're going to bring it, bring it right down here. And then we're going to need some vertical stabilizers. We got one in the back, but more will not hurt. The thing is to find out where is going to be the best place to put said more. Let's grab a nice 1x4x4 triangle wedge here, spin this around, give us our forward slope. How's that look? That's not too bad at all. Not too shabby. Forward, yeah, back, better. Okay, that kind of completes out the frame or the front end anyways. It's not too bad. So now at least we've got some connection points here as well off the bottom that we can run our landing gear off of. So we're going to do, let's try this first. Let's go with little hinge. Tiny hinges. Okay. And those are going to fold down. So we want one there and one here. And then of course the old trusty piston. Next to the servo, probably the most mechanically used part in the game. We want to connect those, but we want to spin those around so our connection points are on the end. Like that. Then, let's say if we went with suspension sticking off the sides like this. Spin this one around. Okay, let's see what that does. So if these go green with L, of course, landing gear. Actually, let's make Q landing gear. Angle, these are going to come down all the way to 90. Speed will be 0.1. They're on toggle, so that's Q. So we're going to set these to Q as well. They will start in. Auto reset. One is fine. Q will extend those out. Toggle that. Get rid of that control. And let's see what that does. So if we hit Q, our suspension is not even touching the ground. Wunderbar. These are not doing squat diddly. We'll get rid of those. Let's see, when that comes down, what else do we want to happen? We need some of these to pop out gear. Like that. So if I do this properly, let's see, some straight suspension. There. And there. And then straight suspension. On here. And over on this side as well. Spin it around. We might need a wee bit more on this side. That's okay. That's not what I'm worried about right now. We want to see if this is actually going to work or if that is going to hide good enough in the back. So that is going away. That is going away. We hit the space bar. We are flying. You cannot really see any kind of landing gears until we come down like this and we hit a Q. And the gear comes out like this. And then we attempt to landing. And we are flippings. Now we are flippings. So let's pull the gear out while we are on the ground. Yeah, like that. The tail end could use a little lifting, yeah? It's a little low, yeah? Well, that should be okay. I'm going to see here if this is going to work. Do we want to double these up? This is going to look a little weird when it is closed up. So these are the same, like this. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So our 15 degrees seems to work on our rotors. Our stabilizer seems to be helping a bit. You can let go of W and still pull up. Still gain altitude slowly, slowly, slowly. Still have kind of a hover mode. Might want to put some mini thrusters on there so you can have like a reverse rather than relying on just the blades themselves. Okay, so let's say if we were going to land down here on the docks, we pull the gear out. The gear is kind of tall and skinny, which is just prone perfectly for falling over sideways. Okay, so we need to make the landing gear a wee bit wider. If not on the back, then at least in the front. We are going to copy one of these out, spin it around, connect it on there, and we're going to move this out to this side and spin it around so it's connected there. That will definitely make it wider. So let's see what that actually looks like when we're trying to fly. We're going to select all of this suspension. We're going to set this up to 1, 1, and 1. Build it in, jump in, hit Q. Oh, now we're standing, eh? Okay, let's take off. Oh, shaky, 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 shaky. That was pretty shaky. It didn't like that. The single hinges don't like having those pistons on there. Let's see, if we pull that out, are they going to get all shaky, floppy? Oh yeah, look at that. Ah, it's like he's scared. I'm afraid of water. I'm afraid of water. No. Okay, we gotta fix that. So, well, how are we gonna fix it, you say? Don't like having this sticking out like that. It's nice to have it that wide, but that's not gonna work. It's way too floppy, as you can tell. So, what we need to do here is we need to make these wider. This one. On there. Like this. I don't want to make it any taller, but I might not have a choice. Like that. Is that going to work? Jump in. Pop open the gear. Yeah, that's definitely wider. Not as wide as those. Okay, so can we take off without the... Oh no, we get the super flops. We get the scaredy chicken flops. Okay, put that away. Put that away. Maybe we need less fancy landing gear. So maybe we don't want it to necessarily pop out from there. Or we want this action, the movement that we have connected to these hinges. We want that to be at a different place. So we can have these. Oh. Have that like that. Spin, 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 spin. Connect where that piston was. Get our connection point there, or where that hinge was. So those will pop down like that. So I don't have connection points on the bottom when they're upside down like this. So spin those around like that. How about you just try it, lad? And now we're going to grab this and this. Rotate it around this way. Like that. Should give us enough clearance. We might not even need these hinges. So let's get rid of them. Poof gone. Back in the Lego box. Don't need those parts. Like this and like that. Okay, build it in. It's not bad actually. It hides a lot of that landing gear. It just got the two pieces of suspension sticking out, which doesn't look too suspicious. So if we want to land, we hit Q. This comes out. Again, we need our slow down gear. Perfect. So now we just basically need some small thrusters somewhere in mid-body here. Or on the tail. That will pull us back a bit when we need some reverse thrust. This. And we can connect that to S. Let's try that because it slows down when we're in the air. So we take off, we hit S. It helps us lift the nose. Whoa! Because, you know, that's what we need is more lifting of the nose. Rebuild. Take off. Do we really still have too much weight in the back? Ooh. Ooh, the guns don't like coming out through that suspension. See if we can land it. Oh yeah. Even with the guns out. Put the guns away, Holmes. We're at the airport. Oh yeah, right. It's still a little low in the front. And I don't like the way that suspension was clashing with our weapons. Yeah, see, when the weapons come out. It doesn't like that, Holmes. Okay, so to fix that, we are going to eliminate these. This is the top part of the hitbox here that's doing it. So we're going to kill these. Bang. Bang, bang. Like that. Put these. So that shouldn't be an issue, but that's still going to be too short. So we're going to copy these out. One more. Drop them down. That puts us to the same level that we were at before, but we shouldn't have that collision effect anymore. Let's try this. Pull the guns out. It's a little bit of bobbing, but that much better than before. They go away that way. Gear still comes out. Maybe what we want to actually shorten is the gear in the back. Oh, it doesn't bounce so good now. So gear out. Yeah, it's a little long in the tooth and the back here. So delete those. Move these up. Is that even feasible as landing gear? Yeah, it's not bad, you know. And it folds up decently enough out of the way. Right up inside those thrusters. A little less weight in the back. Seems to fly straight pretty decently. Ooh, settle down, settle down. Still a wee bit wobbly. I think we need more vertical stabilizers. And a scuba tank. So, vert stabilizers, we are going to put... Really, I gotta put them on the back? I don't want to have to put them on the back, man. Like, upside down like this. Under the wing, maybe? Like that. That seems to be holding us a little straighter. Got kind of a hover mode here. Got fairly decent control. see if we can land it nice and decently. Pull out the landing gear. Tappity tap. Walk, 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 walk. Like this. Nice and easy. Look at that. No problemo. Alright, let's give it some color. So, what color do we want our chopper? We could make it all black. And then we can highlight. What do we want to highlight? We'll highlight this stripe right in here. And we'll make that like a bright blue, maybe. Something like that. And then we'll continue running with this color. We'll keep it running up this way. And this one. And this one. And this one. Get that same blue. And that can run along the tail. And we could even go with our blue blades. Go with blue tips. Yep. Black with blue tips. Beauty. We can make this fin and these two pieces down here blue as well. Even make this and even this. And guess what color we can make them? Yellow. Oh, no, it's blue. It's blue. So, once we have that like that, now we need just a little detail piece. So I'm thinking maybe chrome nose. If we got a chrome nose like that, we could put these outside pieces as chrome as well. And then we just need to highlight a little bit of chrome back here. So we can go make these chrome. And our little bottom triangles here and our threes that we put under here. Bang, bang, like that. We've got the shiny belly. Don't really have much room to put anything else on here. So what we want to do now is we want to make that landing gear automatic. So we want a sensor somewhere facing downwards, somewhere that's going to see the ground. So we might have to ditch this in order to put a sensor here facing downwards. I want to set that sensor to 20, and that sensor will trigger all our landing gear. And because we've set that to that now, we can select our pistons and we can turn off any controls that we have on them because they are fully automatic now. So now the landing gear's out. We take off, we get about 20 above the ground, the landing gear should automatically come up. And away we go. Now you could make it a little faster by adding a little more thrusters. You have to make sure that you add them in a place where you're not going to be messing with the balance. So this isn't too bad. 140 kilometers an hour for a chopper. Not too bad. Cannons out. We got 4 cannons. Does decent damage. Just have to watch where you're shooting as far as your nose coming down. Oh, I keep wanting to hit Q to open up the landing gear. There we go, folks. How to build a helicopter. And it actually turned out to be a helicopter. What do you know? Alright, we're going to leave that one here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next one. Ciao.